Hello students, welcome to the subject Social Science, Standard 8, chapter number 2, From Trade to Territory. This is the history chapter number 2. We have already studied in chapter number 1 about how, when and where. In that chapter we have studied in detail how the Mughals were ruling and the Britishers' arrival. So the British arrival, the modern period begins in this chapter, and our history part also says about 8th standard is all about modern period. We have 6th standard all ancient period, 7th standard all medieval period, and 8th standard we study about the modern period. In the modern period children, we are going to discuss about the arrival of British, how the Britishers came in India, how they were the traders and they later on became the rulers of our country. So let's begin. What is the introduction? Seeing to the history, okay, chapter From Trade to Territory. This is the heading of the chapter. What we are going to study in this chapter? India before the coming of the British. India before the coming of the British. Okay, Britishers before coming India, how it was, who was ruling, all the detail about it. How did they came? They came, we are talking here about the Britishers. How did they came? They came as traders and later on they became rulers. Then we had, there was misunderstanding, okay, and which led to battles, okay. The first battle which was fought is Battle of Plassey. This is the first battle between the Britishers and the Indian rulers, the Nawabs you can say. Battle of Buxar, the second battle. Expansion of company rule. Okay, other than the war, they had different policies which they brought in. When they brought these policies, children, here they tried to annex the property, the territory of the Indian land. That's how they expanded. The expansion of company rule took place. Then you have different policies which they played, okay, subsidiary alliance. Then you have the claim of paramount, then you have doctrine of lapse. Further we will try to see war with, this is also a part of war with Tipu Sultan and Marathas. When we are talking about Tipu Sultan and Marathas, here you have to understand one thing students, that this is the south portion, okay. The Britishers have also captured the south area, the south region. So there also war took place because the Britishers didn't have a good connection or a good rapport, because the Marathas were in good terms with the French, the France people, okay. So Britishers had war with Tipu Sultan and Marathas, setting up a new administration. We will be knowing about the administration and we will be knowing in detail about the conclusion of this chapter. So we will begin with the first part. Background, okay. In this background children, we are going to understand in detail about who was ruling in India, okay. Who was ruling before? Mughals were ruling. Still Mughals were representing the India. Aurangzeb was the ruler who was ruling and India had flourished in say economic way in all the forms, in different forms they had, we had our Indian name. So Aurangzeb was the last powerful Mughal ruler. After his death in 1707, remember this year, after his death in 1707, many Mughal governors, that are Subedars, came into position. Okay. After the death of Aurangzeb, other people tried to annex the territory. Okay. The successors were obviously there of Aurangzeb, but they could not control or have a control like Aurangzeb and the other rulers who were there in that time period. So other people who were ruling, they wanted their alone independency. When they were asking for their regional independency, okay, they wanted to rule over. Begin asserting their independence. This is the people who are asking, we want to independently rule over the country, means one region they had took over. So they didn't want it to be a part of, because nobody was so much successful in having control over the people. Established regional kingdoms. Power was declining. The Mughal power started declining, and as a result new power was emerging over India. You have heard that if you are not stabilized in your work, okay, in your form, in being a Mughal ruler, then what will happen? The other people who are ready, who wants to capture over India, they will capture it and take the whole of the country. So as a result new power was ready only to get control over the India. So this is what we saw. Aurangzeb was there till that everything was properly done, but then the successors and all came, then there was no one to take care of the things. That's how people started becoming independent and they started ruling over. Now we'll begin with the East India Company. Okay? East India Company comes to East. What is East India Company? When we are talking about East India Company, what do you understand by that? It's a trading company, and it came in 1600. In 1598, okay, they had formed their own private company, and they had taken permission from Queen Elizabeth that we need to do business, and Queen Elizabeth I, she had permitted a charter, okay, she granted a charter. So East India Company is a trading company which started in 1600. This is a charter which was permitted by Queen Elizabeth I, because the company members had taken the permission from Queen Elizabeth I. According to this charter, the East India Company, that is the Britain people, okay, they could come in the east part of the India and they could rule over, means they could trade for 15 years. They could trade for almost 15 years. Intention was trading. Later on they became rulers, that we will see later on, but this is the starting. East India Company is a trading company. It came in 1600, got the charter signed by Queen Elizabeth I for 15 years, and this was for the, yes, for the Indian part, okay, eastern part. They got, this trading company got a sole right. What do you understand here? They got a sole right. Sole right of what? To trade with East. To trade with East. They excluded the competition from other English trading companies with mercantile objectives. Made huge profit, because here what we saw, that trading companies solely getting the permission to trade in East, and they were getting the things in the cheap rate. Once they get in the cheap rate the products, they can make huge profits out of it. But now the problem is exclusion of the competition from other English trading companies with mercantile objectives made huge profit. Still competition from other European powers was there. Already the Portuguese, you have the French, you have the Dutch people. This all people were there beforehand, okay. From 1498 onwards, this all people were here, and they had got the permission from Queen Elizabeth I, and then the permission was granted. Still the competition from European powers was with Portuguese, French and the Dutch. Competition created problem, but the nature of competition further exaggerated the problems. We'll meet in the next video, children. Okay.